Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV 1 p.m. Prime News. Let us inform you what happened internationally, locally at our lunchtime news. I have been your host, Videlis Njoki, and that is my sign name. On to our first news item. President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga are co-chairing a joint parliamentary group meeting today in Karen, bringing together legislators from the United Democratic Alliance UDA and the Orange Democratic Movement ODM. The high-level meeting is a key step in implementing the 10-point bipartisan cooperation agenda agreed upon by the two political outfits earlier this year. Sources close to the meeting indicate that the discussions are centered on reviewing the progress made on the agreed-upon agenda and devising strategies to fast-track the remaining items. A key topic on the agenda is the compensation of the victims of the recent Gen Z protest. The meeting is expected to discuss a way forward on how to provide reparations to those who were injured or lost their lives during the demonstration. This follows a public call from Odinga for the government to compensate the victim to ensure national closure.
We are going to have a parliamentary group meeting of Kenya Kwanza members of parliament and ODM party on Monday, that will be chaired by yourself and our party leader, Baba Raila Odinga. And we're going to discuss agendas that are going to take the country forward.
This news is a bilateral discussion to make sure we see how the compensation is being done to the family members who lost their lives, or family members in the Gen Z protest demonstration that happened recently. And some were injured, so we see the compensation and we hope it will be fulfilled. But I hope at the same time, people who are not participating in protest will not take advantage of this process. And we also continue sending the condolences to the family members who were affected and the family members who died. On other news, in a significant political development, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has rallied the Mount Kenya region to reject his predecessor, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and what he termed as backward ideologies. Speaking during an economic empowerment drive in Laikipia West, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki accused Gachagua of being hell-bent on overthrowing the current administration through violence. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been in the United States on a tour. He reportedly shortened to return and prepare for his Democracy for the Citizen Party, DCP, for upcoming by-elections. His return, however, has been met with a strong message from the current administration.
Watu wasituletee siasa ngeni hapa ya vita. Sisi zote ni jamii moja, ni taifa moja. Tukae kwa amani, tushindane mambo ya siasa. Mwenye atapata tumsupport, mwenye atakosa angoje, Mungu atamsaidia siku nyingine. Lakini sio kujilazimisha kwa nguvu na vita na kuleta mvurugano wa wananchi wenyewe kwa wenyewe, ati mrengo huu, mrengo ule. Kwani siasa ni uadui. And I want to say we will not allow people who want to assume power through violence and terrorizing citizens. Si usalama ukiwa mzuri tunakuwa tu tabu. Wale wanasema sijui nini, hawatuambii sababu. kwa sababu sisi tunajua kulikuwa na shida ya usalama, sasa imesuluhishwa. Tunajua mashule yetu ilikuwa imeharibika, sasa inajengwa. Hiyo ndio tunaita tuta.
We have each one have their own way, and they believe that makes the politics influential. We've seen this conflict and contradicting for the campaign for the next general election that will happen in 2027. We'll see amazing surprises that will be occurring in the upcoming elections. On other news, Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has today embarked on a 5-day tour of the Central Kenya region under the Jukwaa la Usalama Platform for Security banner. The tour, which aims to address security and services delivery issues, began in Kiambu County. The Jukwaa la Usalama initiative is a grassroots engagement program that brings together local residents, chiefs, assistant chiefs, and top security and administrative officers to discuss grievances and challenges. The town hall style meeting are a key component of the tour, allowing citizens to air their concerns directly to the government. During the 5-day tour, CS Murkomen will also hold security briefings, pay courtesy calls to county governors, and inspect civil and ID registration exercises. Following his stop in Kiambu today, the CS is scheduled to visit Murang'a on Tuesday, Nyandarua on Wednesday, and Kirinyaga and Nyeri on Thursday. The tour will conclude with a joint media interview in Nyeri on Thursday evening. We've seen the tour. He'll make sure the security is improved and service delivery is offered to the citizens. We hope and believe that this can be an advantage to achieve the security objective in our country. And also, people will be communicated directly to the government so that they can air out their grievances moving forward. We hope this brings positive outcomes in our lives. On other news, Public Service and Special Program Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku has issued a warning to residents living in flood-prone areas. The CS has called on citizens in high-risk zones to take precautionary measures as heavy rains are expected to continue across the country. The warning comes as the Kenya Meteorological Department forecast a continued period of intense rainfall, increasing the risk of flash floods and landslides in various parts of the country. CS Ruku urged residents to heed all warnings from government agencies and local authorities. The government is said to be on high alert with emergency response teams deployed to assist in potential rescue and evacuation operation. The CS emphasized the importance of relocating to safer grounds and avoiding crossing swollen rivers or flood roads.
Wananchi msikuwe na wasiwasi wowote, ikitokea tutakuwa pale haraka iwezekanavyo kama serikali kuhakikisha kwamba we mitigate the effect of flooding. Na tunaomba the county commissioners, the deputy county commissioners na viongozi wote wale wako katika maeneo yale ambao tunajua inafrika mara kwa mara katika taifa letu la Kenya, wakuwe macho, ikifanyika wayatoe habari kwa serikali ili the State Department of Special Program tukue tayari kuhakikisha kuna Mkenya yoyote ataadhirika zaidi na mafuriko.
Kenya Meteorological Department is giving warning to people to be careful of the heavy rains that are coming. And the foreseen areas of flood, you can relocate so that you can be safe, so that the flood cannot caught up with you. On other news, university students from various institutions across the country have called on the government to reevaluate the university student funding model. They claim the current system has numerous challenges and is discriminatory towards students from low-income backgrounds. Speaking to the press, a representative of the students stated that the current Higher Education Loans Board HELB model is not sufficient to meet their needs, with many students from underprivileged family being left out of the system. They argued that the new funding formula, which relies on a means testing approach, often fails to accurately capture the financial struggle of many students. The students are asking the Ministry of Education to review the criteria for eligibility and to increase the amount of funding available to ensure that no student is denied access to education due to their economic background. They emphasized that the current system is creating a significant burden for students and their families.
It's being used right now, it has a lot of problems. In terms that most of us, we are placed in the bands that we are no longer belonging. The governments go and recheck the information for all the students. If possible, watuambie, we reapply so that we give the correct information, they place us in the correct bands, and we receive the correct scholarships and help loans so that we can be able to succeed in our education.
We are asking the government to lower tuition fees in order to provide us education, and also to increase the government funding for public universities to improve the infrastructure. They are going to also to increase the scholarships and grants for students in need. We are going to ask the government to include student representatives in the education policy discussions and decision making.
Hawa vijana wanataka kusaidiwa, wanataka usaidizi kutoka kwa national ama county government. Hatufai kuwa at the 21st century kuna mtoto na drop out of school sababu ya wazazi kukosa school fees.